Okay, so we have another unboxing for you today. Sorry it's been a while, but we've been waiting for some cases to come. The postman brought 2 cases in the post this time. The CiT Dragon 3, which we are unboxing and overviewing today, and of course the Thermaltake Core V31, as you can see here. So this is the CiT Dragon 3. I've had a good few people wanting me to take a look at this, and finally I'm getting around to it. So let's get right into it. I already have this cut because this Amazon tape is usually very hard to cut, and it was, even with my little pen knife. So now if I So, as something goes on there, here is the case. It is a pretty nice looking case. We have, to start off, we have 2 red LEDs here. This is the black and red version, but this also comes in white and blue. We have a power button, dog snoring, sorry. A reset button, which you would probably use maybe a pen for, or if you have very small fingers, it'd work fine. A USB 3, headphone microphone jack, 2 USB 2, hard drive activity light, which I would imagine is also red, but I may be wrong. Here we have some what's meant to be some dust filter grill, but it is not that dense, so it wouldn't really stop that much dust at all. In here we have 2 fans that are exhausting. We have no fan at the back, so these are our only exhaust fans. And there is 1 fan in the front that is bringing in air, and as far as I know, no other way to put another fan there. So there has to be one there, and you could take one of these and put it on the back and take the other one out, so you'd have even airflow. But you cannot have 2 in the front, 1 in the back, or 2 in the front, 2 in the top. You can't have 2 in the front at all. So yeah, so there's the top. Here we have a little door already here sticking to this because it's static electricity. So you can see we have 2 5¼ inch bays, and it's just magnetic. And now if we over here, as you can see, there's a side panel window. One thing I don't like is it is very small. It's an odd look, I have to say. I don't know if I like it or if I don't like it. It's more of just, well, it's there, that's nice. Now if we take this panel off, panel's off, and if I take off this plastic on the side panel window, it's only on one side. And I guess side panel window is better than no side panel window at all. But if I had to choose, I would probably mod it myself and cut out all this, and then just double side tape a big acrylic piece of this, so it'll be this size. Put down the floor. Now standoffs are already installed for micro ATX. Yeah, micro ATX. You can see here you have all your front panel connections, USB 3 and everything. And also if you turn a little bit, you can see there is the front red LED fan, and if you look up, directly up, you can see the red LED fans in the top. Power supply would obviously go here, and it has a bracket that stops it from lifting up at all. We have 2 places, I believe 2 bays for 3¼ inch drives. 2 more spaces here for SSDs, and another space for an SSD to slide on top here. So now if you move around to the back of this case, can see this is basically the front panel, just with no cut out window, and it is stamped, because with CiT cases you get no room at all for cable management, and so this at least gives you maybe 3/4 of a centimeter or so, maybe a centimeter. You can see there's plenty of places for cable ties, but none around here. So if you're running a cable up, if anything can fit out there at all, you're going to have to kind of just pull it into place and make sure it's tight and it's not going to be moving around everywhere. For some reason, I don't know why this exists, because you can hardly fit a thumb. You can't fit a thumb screw through there, so good luck trying to fit a 4-pin. These fans that you get are Molex. They do have fan headers on them, but if you're bringing that onto your motherboard, you'd be better off getting a case with no side panel window, because having a Molex connection hanging off it would look disgusting. And one thing about the front and top of this case is they are absolute fingerprint magnets. Like, just touching it, you can see it leaves a mark. That's the only issue with gloss black plastic. So I'm going to pull off the front of this case now. It is like most cases around this price point. This is around a €30 case, roughly the same in dollars. Then again, I don't know how much they sell for it in America. There we go. Comes off relatively easily. That's it. That is a good thing. You can see here's the mesh again. Once again, not really a good dust filter at all. It will stop the big clumps of dust, but if you have if you live in a place that has a lot of fine dust, it's going to be everywhere. You can see that one red LED fan. As you can see, this is just screwed on. Sorry, I think that's riveted on there. Well, even better so. So this is riveted onto here, as far as I can see. Yeah, rivets. So you'd have to drill those out to move this in any way, and as far as I know, well, the holes line up. So you could move it up if you wanted to, but that would mean drilling out these, which then you just have to rivet it back on there. That'd be the fan just slightly higher up, and well, I think where it is at the moment, probably the best place for it to get air in. Yeah, probably right there. I haven't actually seen these fans in action, so I don't know how bright the LEDs are. I don't know how loud or quiet they are, but they sure do look alright. It is a very big shame that you cannot put more than one fan here, because I think it would improve the looks and the airflow of this case if you could put another fan here, but you cannot. Sadly, you can see where your 5 1/4 inch things would go if it's a bay reservoir or if it's just a DVD drive. Water cooling in this case would probably be a bad idea anyway, since there is really not that much room. It is a full ATX capable. You can see that by the amount of PCA slots that there are. And well, yeah, so that's kind of just the overview. It's a relatively simple case, although it is quite pretty. Okay, so before I put this side panel on, I'm going to just go over what I would do. I do have a red LED fan knocking about that I can put here. But I would most likely take both of these out and put one of them here. I have one of them spare just because I don't feel you need one exhausting at the top. I would be more happy having one blowing in, one sucking out, and that's simply because that would be even airflow, not negative air pressure in the case, which means a lot of dust will be sucked in through any ventilation there is. For example, at the back, if you were to leave this open and not have a fan blowing out. A lot of air would go straight in there. So I would probably take both of these off and put it here. Put one of them here. But yeah, so for a €30 case, and again, like I say in all my videos, it's roughly the same in dollars, give or take a couple of dollars. So when I say a €30 case, it means basically the same in dollars. For a €30 case, it is decent. If you're on a tight budget, I would say go for it, or have a look at any of the other kind of companies who make these cases, such as CiT. A lot of their cases are around this price point, or Game Max, other companies like that. They all use the same kind of frames. I don't know if they're all owned by the same high one, but you know, they all seem to use roughly the same frame. But I would say if you're on a very tight budget, I'd say go for it. It would do alright. And yeah, so close this video off. We will close up the case. And there we go, I think.